Hi guys, welcome back to my XPS guide. Now I'm gonna review Lucas. So he is really amazing AoE magic tank. I believe you have known that. So let's compare him to Secretary Charlotte and White Knight Null. So like you can see that here, Lucas already has the best spirit of all three. He gets 180% spirit boost compared to Secretary Charlotte, who only get 140% spirit boost. Pretty nice, and he has 50% innate draw attack. It is good, but compared to White Knight Null, he loses on this department because White Knight Null can reach 80% draw attack. Okay, really nice. And the other passive, I must say Lucas is really good. Fatal damage protection, he get it. Counter attack with nice effect, he get it. Because he also countered the enemy attack, both physical and magic, with Divine Ruination counter. So if you use, let's say, Cartin or Lilith, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Lilith is also counter with Divine Ruination, then you can deal quite nice amount damage from your counter. And maybe the best part about Lucas is his all elemental resist, because he has 20% all element. Maybe that doesn't seem a lot, but he also has 50% wind resist, and if you combine it with his Trust Mastery word Crit One, he will get really nice elemental resist, and that is really important because he is AoE magic tank who usually deal against elemental attack. Okay, so his LB is one of his strong point, but the problem is, like you can see here, he doesn't have something like faster LB rate. He only gets 2 LB regen per turn, and that's it. And I think that's kind of bad about him. Okay, but enough about stats. Now let's take a look on his abilities. First, let's talk about his support abilities. So he able to break the enemy by 55% attack magic or defense spirit. It is AoE break, so pretty nice, but maybe you say 55% are not usable on today's standard. Yes, you are correct, but again, this is very nice for newbie players who play this game because 55% are huge. Okay, and maybe one of the best feature that I like from him the most is the abilities to imbue elemental attack to your ally. Okay, so usually a tank only need to use his provoke or AoE protection, and after that they don't need to do anything at all. Okay, it is the opposite of support characters like Ignis, for example. So yes, Ignis also able to imbue elemental Sylvie, but the problem is support characters will be really busy on the battle because they need to rotate their buff to juggle between stats, but that's not the problem for tanking. Once you have used your AoE protection, you are free to do anything you want. And he also able to use auto re-raise for himself. Very nice, so you don't need to force your healer to give your tanker re-raise. Very nice. And he also able to give your party 25% physical or magic mitigation. Maybe that doesn't seem a lot, but trust me, 25% physical or magic mitigation gonna be really useful on some battle situation. And it also gives 150% flash LBF rate to all allies. This will kind of fix his main weakness. And he also able to chain with absolute 0, and the chaining gonna restore 45 MP. So yes, definitely nice. Okay, and for Divine Ruination, he only able to chain it through his counter, not castable. And on 7 stars, he has AoE imbue, so he can imbue all characters at once. Very nice. And imperil the element you imbue by 120%. So whoa, I must say he is really good support, especially if your attacker cannot imperil the elemental resist by themselves. Now let's talk about the tanking abilities. So for provoking, his provoke may be the best provoke skill ever, because this also increase his elemental resist. Very nice, and it gives him 35% damage mitigation. Maybe it is inferior compared to other provoker, but yes, with that fire, lightning, wind, dark, ice, water, earth, like resist buff, I must say this is the best provoke skill on this game. So for AoE magic cover, you have two AoE magic cover. The first is normal AoE cover. It is also very nice because it increases your defense and spirit by 150%. So yeah, you don't need to have other characters to buff your defensive stats for yourself. And for his cooldown ability, this is also very good, but maybe useless. This is good because it will give your party huge MP regen. Remember, he is a magic tank, so that means he has high spirit. So this 0.3 times spirit multiplier gonna recover a lot of MP per turn. And for magic damage taken, I don't think this will be useful for other characters. Hear me out. This will be useful for himself because he is the one who tanking it, but I don't think it needs to be AoE because you will tank the attack. So yeah, your party won't get the damage unless maybe he dies and you don't have re-raise. That means after he dies, the damage go through to your party. Okay, so yes, nice, but I don't think it is necessary. For Magnus ability, this is really insane, guys, because he gives 120% all elemental resist to all allies. Okay, very strong, especially if you have Mastermind Zone. You can extend this buff and make the battle much easier. And it also gives your party 90% magic mitigation. Okay, for Sick Heart, Charlotte, it only affects themselves, but for Lucas, it will affect all allies. This is really nice. Let's say if you cannot, yeah, because let's say you don't want to protect your party, okay, then you can use this. Okay, for LB, this is one of his strongest point. Like I said before, it will mitigate damage taken by 50%. So it is same like Sacred Shield Charlotte, but the problem is the LB cost. Like you can see here, it requires 54 LB to be used. Yes, it also negates 2 physical attack. This LB, I must say this LB is insanely good. But again, you probably cannot spam this every 4 turns, unlike Sacred Shield Charlotte LB. So I think if you use Lucas, you need to bring someone like Ignis to be able to get constant 50% damage mitigation. Okay, so enough about abilities. Now let's talk about equipment. For equipment, I think the best weapon for him is Survival Knife, or yeah, you can go for Burial STMR if you have it. The reason is because, like I said, he needs insane amount of LB crystals, so you want to have LB fill rate. Okay, and you can achieve that through Survival Knife. Okay, for shield, of course, you want to equip Prit 1 to activate his Trust ability, and the rest you can see it on the screen. Focus on spirit stats, health, and probably all elemental resist. That's why I like to give him Krill's Veil or Judge Helm. Okay, with Krill's Veil and Rainbow Robe, you're gonna have insane amount of elemental resist. So enough about equipment. My conclusion for Lucas. So I must say he is probably the best AoE magic tank at this point of the game. Okay, he is really tanky, insane magic mitigation. Okay, so many AoE magic tank, let's say Sick Heart. Yes, I know he is not real AoE magic tank, but just hear me out. Secret Secretary Charlotte has that 90% magic mitigation, but it is only one, okay? I mean, you need to wait for 5 turns or 3 turns before using it again. But for Lucas, you have lots of magic mitigation. Okay, you have 90%, you have the 50%. So I think 90% is kind of overkill. With 50% magic mitigation, I believe you can survive all magic attack the enemy have thrown you at this point of the game, okay? He also has, he also can become good MP battery, really nice, okay? Insane Spirit, able to have that absolute zero with MP recovery and able to give your party MP regen. And his LB is insanely good. Whoa, very nice characters. But maybe his AoE magic mitigation is kinda useless in quote, okay? Like I have explained, it is not that useless, but I don't think AoE magic mitigation is gonna be that useful. Especially because the fixed attack that ignores cover also ignore magic mitigation. That's from the wiki. But for general mitigation, yes, it affects that fixed attack. So compared to Secretary Charlotte, if you don't have Lapis or don't want to pull for Lucas, don't worry, you won't miss anything if you have that Secretary Charlotte. Okay, Secretary Charlotte is really good even at this point of the game. Okay, so don't need to feel bad. Compared to White Knight Null, really sorry, but I don't like White Knight Null because it is kind of hard to build him. I have explained it on last year's video. If you want to make him into good AoE magic tank which has high spirit stats, then his magic stats gonna be low, which make him into weak magical attacker and kinda defeat the purpose of his role. But if you raise his magic stats really high, he will become crappy tank again, which kinda defeat the purpose. And judging from his latent ability, I don't find anything interesting, but I will talk more about it on later video after taking a look on him more carefully. So yeah, I think that's all you need to know about Lucas. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Prep XPS guide. Bye bye guys!